right, no further ado, let's get right into this. I have another one here from Sade Khan and Pearly Things, having a a gentlemanly conversation, debate, whatever. It's very civil, and it's definitely two different ideologies that both are being used in modern day dating and ways of thinking. But just wanted to drop this video really quickly. I appreciate you guys. If you're not following, go ahead and follow, subscribe, and hit the like button. Let's go.
Like one of your side things, a girl that you're banging, and baby happens.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I actually think that you're minimizing the fact that we live in a different society. So women in the Western society have a different mindset than women elsewhere. Yeah. So what you're saying would work in so many other places in the world, but it wouldn't work in the West.
Yeah, maybe because I'm from Pakistan, and in my culture, if you even have one body count, you're a write-off. You're just a write-off, and it's that. And any man that does go with you, he's then seen in a lower way. So maybe my mentality is obviously skewed from that, but I can still think it applies even when you're.
But I mean, a guy can get a perfect girl. Like, she could be a virgin, and she could still turn she could still turn 28. She could still turn 28, 29 and say, oh, you know what, the last 10 years I've been missing out, and leave him.
The chances are less.
You're right. The chances are
less.
You're right. The chances are less. But then, does that make that guy not alpha? That doesn't make sense.
The thing is, he did his. Say if he took a 21-year-old who then decided at 28 to become, whatever she wants. He did his vetting by choosing selected. When he chose her, he chose right. But if you're choosing a girl at 22 who's been, doing the most, and then wanting her to become a wife, you lose your alpha, because part of your alpha is foresight. You can spot what's going to be the good mother of your child. If you don't have that foresight, you lose your alpha.
Yeah. I just think you're minimizing men's experiences by making it that that broad.
How come when it came to the women?
Because
all Pearl is saying is, like, she's trying to paint us all with this broad brush, and saying, oh, if you didn't vet the woman right and you have a kid with her, then you don't have your alpha. And that's her perspective, and she's allowed to have it. I would never argue with someone about their perspective on things, but as far as the rest of the world, the majority of men don't agree with that. That's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. But sometimes people put stuff out online just to get that triggered effect, or trigger you or whatever. But if she feels like that makes a man lose his alpha, like Pearl is saying, there's different situations where you can't just say, oh, this guy didn't vet her right and she changed or whatever. No, man, like, you know what I'm saying? There's narcissistic people. You can't go off of what she's saying, is what we're saying. This doesn't make any sense, but let's keep it going.
Because women are born with value, men must create it.
Yeah.
And so, like, a woman loses her value when she dates a bad boy.
Right.
But a man doesn't lose his alpha just because he picked the wrong girl.
I think, for me, if I'm dating a guy and I see that his ex was, maybe had a really promiscuous past, I can't fuck with him. Because you got standards that aren't my level. Because you'll go for anyone then.
Well, I mean, again, this is her preference. There's no need for any dramatic pause. That's your preference, and we understand. And there's millions of other women out there, but we understand.
And I lose.
But I think in Brady's case, like,
there's a lot of girls that
for me,
that won't date Drake now. Because
I wouldn't date a guy that's been been with a certain girl, because I'm just like, that's your level, because that's your level. You
wouldn't date Drake.
I don't know if Drake would date me.
That's not what. See, and that was all I needed to know. That was all I needed to know.
Does want to date
No.
me.
I thought you had a guy. See, you just explained. Nah.
I'm joking.
He just proved my point.
No, but you know what? It's okay, because the thing about us here is
dating Drake. No, personally, I don't think any woman. It depends what kind of woman she is, but personally, if you're a woman that's looking for a long-term relationship, there's no point dating Drake.
So.
No, but that's not you saying I wouldn't date him. You're saying I wouldn't date him because he's not looking for something serious.
I wouldn't date him because it makes no sense to. It would just be a body count.
long term.
Well, you see, that's
more.
I wouldn't date him because it makes no sense to. It would just be a body count.
Long term.
Well, you see, that's
more entrenched in your cultural values, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. You're not saying I wouldn't date him. You're saying I wouldn't date him because he wouldn't take me long term.
I wouldn't date anyone where I can't see that person settling down and creating a life with me. Why would I date you?
But the reason why Drake is probably a bad boy is because he's going to tell you that he's going to be there for the long term and you're going to believe it.
But even Drake's baby mama was a porn star and stuff. To me, that makes him lose value.
No, but you still would date him, so he didn't lose too much value. No, and that's the thing. Yeah.
But this is why, this is why I used to think a lot like you.
Yeah.
But this is why, a lot of times men will say, don't take dating advice from women because we don't even know what we want.
But do you think a man who's got a past of women that are all promiscuous or whatever it is, say if you go out and they're a certain way, all of his exes, does that not put you off him a bit?
No, but you moved the goalpost. We was talking about one relationship, and now you're talking about anyone that's got a past of making bad choices is a bad choice, men or women, right?
Yeah.
So if a man, if all these exes are strippers or even, you know what I mean, or if they all cheat escorts, then you're just kind of looking at the type of guy. If all the guys,
say Tom Brady is an alpha?
What? Do you know why she left him? She left him because he said he wanted to go back and get another ring. That's why she left him, and she wanted him to retire and now to be at home. But you have to understand, your job as a woman is you've picked hold on a second. You've picked one of the top percents of athletes. You're not gonna get another Tom Brady. It's like having a LeBron James. And then he said, you know what? I'm not ready to go yet. I still got some more fight in me. So you said, you know what? I wanted to retire, so I want to now divorce you. That's a selfish thing because your job as a wife is supposed to support him. His career isn't finished. You might have thought it was finished, but it isn't finished. He's still got more to give. So you divorce him because you say that, you know what? This is not what we agreed, and I want to be able to start to live my life. That's a selfish. You know what? As soon as you dated Leonardo DiCaprio, you should have known anyway, man.
But do you think, for example,
I should have known.
She's alpha widow.
Yeah, she's alpha widow, man.
What do you think about men who take pictures of their women that are making OnlyFans and they're the ones filming it for her to post?
Yeah,
that's wild behavior.
I'm asking you what you think.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's relevant. I'm asking what you think about it. Does it reduce his masculinity?
Well, of course.
Right. Having a promiscuous woman does what? Reduces your masculinity.
So have you you've equated to just picking a woman that you might break up with to having her doing OnlyFans and taking pictures of her booty on the beach?
Just generally having an association with promiscuous women reduces your alpha.
The point is you keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah, I'm confused.
But also, I don't think it reduces his masculinity because I think a man who posts pictures of his woman online is a pimp. So there are pimps that are still alphas.
Is Andrew Tate not masculine?
That's what he is.
I don't think he'd marry a woman that would be posting or having an OnlyFans and stuff. And if he did, it still, to me, it would reduce your masculinity. Part of masculinity isn't just money and appearance. It's also protectiveness of your women.
That's an interesting that pimps are very masculine.
I'll tell you why. I'll explain to you why. Because the truth is, really and truly, the most successful pimps are a different archetype of man. So most times a pimp has full control over that woman. So that's a masculine trait in some ways, which is now labeled toxic masculinity, right?
Yeah, but the thing
that's
is,
like the extreme of masculinity.
But you're looking at it from men can lose their alpha.
Absolutely,
but that's at a different women are. You're looking at it from a woman's point of view because women have value and they lose it. If a man is in the top 2% of men, 1% of men, I don't think he can lose his. I don't think Drake loses. Let me finish. I don't think Drake loses his alpha because he's fucked a lot of hoes. And I think you maybe in your culture, you personally, but I don't think most girls are gonna have any issue dating Drake because he had a baby with a corn star.
No, but with evolutionary psychology, which defines the whole of the time, part of masculinity is providing and protecting. Protecting means protecting her from other men. That's what protecting means in masculine terms. And when you have a promiscuous woman, that means you either she's promiscuous before or after you, whatever it is, that protection element isn't there enough. And that's what I mean by that, because if you cannot be a masculine man without that protective quality, you can't. A man that doesn't protect women is not masculine.
Well, listen, what do you guys think? She's got a point with, man's supposed to be a protector, provider, but there's different kind of levels of masculine men. So some men like having a bunch of women, some men like women that have experience, and some men don't. So, but they were just saying that she's kind of projecting her ideology, but it doesn't necessarily make sense. But anyway, you guys, smash that like button. Let me know what you think in the comments. Go ahead and share the video. Let's get this channel back up and going. Let's keep it going. Anyway, love and light, and I'm out.